What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and we're going to check this out real quick. So this young lady is saying that, men are more successful at dating than women are. And in certain cases, I beg a difference, but what I'm saying, let's see what she has to say. Let's go here now, people. Quarters, nickels, and dimes.
I often see podcasts of men and also, men in real life in conversation say that, you know, women and men, we don't care about the same things. Men are simple creatures. It doesn't take much to please a man. They don't care about if you got kids or, if your baby daddy situation is together is what's preferred for a man. Or they don't care about where you work or your educational background. They want to be loved, don't care for it, whatever is specific to that man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then even if a man reaches a level of success, he don't have an issue of dating down. So therefore his dating pool is wide open versus when a woman reaches a certain level of success, she only wants to date someone on her success level or someone higher than her. And
Right.
then, her dating pool is literally slim to none. And you got to imagine how many options that man got because he reached the same level of success that you have. And I'm just like, oh my God. And it all makes sense. It all makes sense. But I'm going to just speak as if I was a successful woman who reached a certain level of would I want to date down? Honestly, I wouldn't. I would not want that. So it's just
Right. And thank you for telling the truth as a woman and things like that. And definitely men need to accept this. It is what it is. Once a woman gets a certain X amount of money and things like that, it puts her mental status in a certain place. But this is not meaning that at the end of the day, though, her as a person and who she is as a person or what she looks like and things like that is going to attract the man that's higher than her. And see, this is the thought process that a lot of women have when they get in these predicaments and they earn these degrees and they make all this money and stuff like that. And they think that that puts them in a certain prestigious place, which it kind of does. But who she is as a person and who she is as a human being, as a woman, and what she looks like does not change. You can put on all the makeup, whatever you want to. It doesn't matter. The man that's attracted to you, that's going to get down on bending knee and ask you for his hand and ask you for your hand in marriage, it doesn't matter how much money you make. And see, this is the issue in the 21st century with a lot of women. They think that because they get the money, that who they are as a person is going to change. No, your sexual marketplace value is still where it is. You can throw on all the makeup you want to, work out, it doesn't matter. Your sexual marketplace value is where it's at. Okay. Now, yes, everybody could bump it up a couple of notches, both men and women. But the thing of this is, what a lot of women don't understand is when they get to these higher degree levels with education, they think it changes their sexual marketplace value. No, it does not. You know what I'm saying? You still going to attract the same type of dude that you would have attracted if you worked at McDonald's. It's not going to change. You know what I'm saying? Now, yeah, to a degree, the type of men that you can possibly go around at this point is going to differentiate, because you probably in certain circles and things like that. I get that too. But in those circles, you still are going to attract the type of the man that, you know what I'm saying, that you need to attract, that's going to want to deal with you. The man that you want to deal with you is not going to deal with you. And this is the issue. At that point, it's not, it's still not about the man that you want. It's about the man that chooses you. It's all a pick-me game. And I know women hate to hear this shit, but it's just the truth. It's a pick-me game. You want the man to choose you, right? He has to want to marry you, right? It's a pick-me game. You got to be picked. You got to get chosen. for a man to want to marry you. And the man that is probably in your sexual marketplace value because you elevated yourself with these degrees and you got a little bit of money in your pocket, and you may drive a certain type of vehicle and live in a certain type of place. That's not going to change. Your sexual marketplace value doesn't change just because you didn't change area codes, or you drive a certain type of vehicle, or you went to a certain type of college. It's just not going to work. And see, that's the issue that she basically talking about here, is that men have an easier time with dating, which, what I'm saying, most super successful men, I don't think they need to just truly date all the way down. They do need to have a stopping point, because you don't want to pull somebody that's all the way down too far up too fast. That's gonna fuck their head up too. But all I'm saying is, though, yeah, men do have a wider sphere of dating prospects regardless of how much money they get, because we as men, like she said, we're looking for substance. Basically, in most cases, we're looking for the substance. You're looking to be provided for and things like that. And I get it, that's a part of women's nature, but at the same time, though, too, it's supposed to be a balance in any human being, male or female. You're supposed to be a balance. You're supposed to look for substance as well, not just how much money he got or how many books he read. It's supposed to be a balance.
It's just like, I would want to date up. I would want to date someone on my level. It's hard for me to find somebody on my level now, and I feel like I definitely practice basic bullshit. And it's hard to find somebody on my level now. So dating lower than what I am now is not appealing to me as a woman. But then again, just like all the men said, your dating pool will be slim to none, because when you find someone who is worthy of dating you or on your same level, you got to imagine how many options he got. And I'm like, dating is just hard. It's hard. It's hard. But even if you do, as a woman, if you do date,
it ain't really that hard. Just deal with who choosing you. It ain't that hard. Accept the facts. And see, this is what this modern day, Disney thought process, daydreaming issues are coming in at. We all think that we deserve something that, first of all, most haven't worked for. Then second of all, you're not in your true sexual marketplace value. You're not in your true place, regardless of how much money you get. And then at the same time too, money and things like that work different for men than it do for women. Women will always want to, up with a man that's got money, because most women want to be taken care of. Women that got money, they can't, necessarily, go backwards. It's not that they can't, they just don't want to. I'm gonna put it that way. It's not that they can't, they just don't want to. They think it's something wrong with dealing with a man that's actually in their sexual marketplace value. We as men choose women off of, of course, your looks, how, you carry yourself, which is also a part of looks and things like that. The way that your spirit, making sure that you're a decent human being. You're not crazy and chaotic. You're not going to cause a lot of tragedy in his life, things like that. We judge off that. Women are going off, basic, is the man got, money and stuff like that. A lot of women don't even talk about character anymore in men. They don't talk about character, him having honor, some type of integrity, being trustworthy and things like that. They're just going off what, was he able to provide? And see, that's what's hindering a lot of women from having options to date. And then also, too, they're not accepting who they are as human beings and their sexual marketplace value. I don't get, like I keep saying, I don't care how much makeup you put on or what dress you use or anything like that. Your sexual marketplace value is who you born as. It just is what it is.
Down as a man, I mean, as a woman, if you do date down and you find a man that is, less than you, you got to think about his ego. Is he gonna be okay with being, less than you in the financial category? Is he okay? Because men, they pride be hurt. They pride be mad hurt. So it's just like, You knew.
Nah, that ain't the case. It ain't dude pride be hurt because you make more money than him. That's not the issue. The thing of it is when you start throwing your money in his face. You know what I'm saying? When you start, getting on your high horse and you make money your God instead of actually making God your God and treating your husband or your man with like a human being, and y'all treat each other like human beings, it's when you start making money your God and throwing your God in his face, which he don't fuck with, because he ain't making money his God. Money's just a tool on this planet to do the things that we need to do to survive, have roof over our head, other little things. Money's just a tool. Most women throw their success and their money in the man's face when she got just a little bit more money than him. You making your money God, baby. That's the reason why he pissed with you. That's the reason why he, quote unquote, feels some type of way, because you making money God. You made your degrees your God. You made, and you know what I'm saying? A logical thinking man ain't finna worship that. We ain't worshiping that. That shit is just tools. That piece of paper is a piece of paper that you probably went to some white man's college and they signed a piece of paper telling you that you smart, like the damn Wizard of Oz told that damn lion and shit. So the quadrant, this and that, and whoop de woo, so equals the square root of this and that. Man, please. And that be the issue. And don't nobody really want to accept these facts, and don't nobody talk about it this way, but that's what's going on. Dude don't give a fuck because you make a few more coins than him. That ain't the point. The point is that you make it your God.
Walking into this, I had more than you, I make more than you. But so it's hard. It's hard. I wouldn't want to date down, but also I wouldn't want to date a man that is jealous of me for having more, or he's mean and nasty towards me, or he got secret animosity. I wouldn't want that. The dating pool is more beneficial to men, I feel. If you are a successful woman. It's a hard pill to swallow. I'm not suggesting anybody date down, but you will have more variety if you do, because a man could date up, a man could date down, but one thing he can do is date.
I mean, it's just the facts, though. It is the facts, but the problem, like I said, though, at the end right there, the problem is that dudes are not intimidated by how much you make. It's the fact that you make money God at that point. And then you do throw it in his face that you do make more than him. And, especially when women get to arguing and stuff like that, arguments come up, things like that, what I'm saying? Women like to go for the jugular in arguments, and it's not just, with men, they do it with women too. They like to go for the jugular and really try to inflict as much pain as possible. So yeah, what I'm saying? You dating a dude and you make a few more dollars than him and stuff like that, and they get in an argument, stuff like, yes, of course you're gonna throw it in his face. Of course you're gonna throw it in his face. It just is what it is. And see, that be the point. That be the problem. You making money your God and things like that. And that's the reason why a lot of women can't date in their sexual marketplace value, regardless of, what I'm saying, of what they achieve economically or educational wise and things like that, because they don't want to accept the facts that regardless of your degrees and how much you achieve from college and, how much money you got, stuff like that, your sexual marketplace value is still going to be what it is. Like I said, you could put on as much makeup, dress up, whatever, things like that. Your sexual marketplace value is who you were born as. Period. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Man, love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.